We'll take a couple of questions now.
Thank you. That was pretty sobering. Your temperature graph, what's the mean?
Yeah, that's a global average temperature of the planet.
What do the fluctuations look like? Are they also becoming much more severe? So like the variance in temperature?
Yeah, the variance would probably be similar as it's always been. If you have a strong El Nino event, the temperature usually goes up. If you have a La Nina, which is kind of the opposite, the temperature goes down. The fluctuations could be 1 or 2 degrees or yes, 1 or 2 degrees Fahrenheit. I would say the fluctuations aren't getting larger, but it's kind of like I say it's like a pinball machine. The things bounce around, but we're tilting it in one direction. So we're still going to get low temperature extremes. We're still going to have cold, like, oh, record cold. But we have right now like 2 or 3 times as many high temperature extremes. And so more heat waves, more severe rainfall events and stuff like that.
So how is climate science funded in general? So there's the work that's done at universities. I guess there are companies that are building the sensors or running surface temperature sensors and such that get funding from the government.
Yeah.
Is there what's the private source of funding for this? There's none? Is it all government funded?
Yeah, just like probably like most of us, it's all NSF, NASA, NOAA. So NSF, they want to cut Earth science out completely. NOAA, it's going to be a big cut. Pardon me?
Don't they want to get rid of NOAA?
Well, they want to get rid of EPA. But NOAA, they said, we want to cut all the a lot of the Earth observing satellites. And this is, George Bush did the same thing with, oh, let's go to Mars, let's not focus on the Earth. So NASA should be focused on studying other planets, not focused. But NASA had this thing called Mission to Planet Earth. Let's look at our own planet. Let's observe what's going on our planet. The private sector, the stuff that's happening in private sector is all about the solutions. And that's really the issue. The reason that deniers exist and that they're not sometimes focusing on your science areas is there's no implications about your science that are going to affect their lifestyle or affect government. So like what Obama did in terms of the clean power thing, like some conservatives don't like that. They might actually like a carbon tax, a revenue neutral carbon tax. So there might be actually some solutions, which is why Elon Musk supported Rex Tillerson, who's Secretary of State, because they're hoping for a carbon tax, which most scientists would agree could also be a real good platform. But the private sector is focused on renewable energy, electric vehicles, battery technology. It's going to happen. Most of us do not see Trump bringing back coal jobs in any large scale. Natural gas prices are too low. Energy prices are going down. You're not going to bring back an old technology unless you subsidize it. So the private sector is not necessarily interested in the science. They're interested in, okay, how are we going to adapt? Eventually, the United States will come along with the rest of the world. There'll be a price on carbon, and there'll be a benefit. If you can produce low carbon energy or low carbon food or whatever it is, there'll be a benefit. But in terms of the science, and the worry is that right now, if we totally defund it, then we have this big gap in our understanding and our record. And I don't see anyone else really, any other way to fund that right now.
There's just been at least a little bit of movement in Facebook funding a big biomedical research initiative. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wondering if any of these companies have taken up climate research as their...
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah, it's a great question.